Nebraska sucks.
Nebraska sucks. That's right, I said it. Nebraska sucks. Now, I'm no neophyte on the subject. I'm a native, born and raised. Being stuck in this state was the bane of my youth. And like a lot of young people in Nebraska, I was desperate to get out. Which is why I was thrilled when my grandmother practically begged me to take her to Hamburg. Hamburg, where my oldest brother, so wenn du Vater, died in the great war is buried. Hamburg. Now, turns out the Hamburg she wanted to go to, the one across the river. But that got me thinking, why only cross the river when I could cross the ocean? So at age 25, with a newly minted passport and a fresh degree from the University of Nebraska, I decided I was going to blow out of this boring state and go see the real world. So I took off, found jobs in Cambridge and London. I dare say there, young chap, why would anyone want to live in bloody Nebraska when you can live in the cradle of English civilization? 6 months later, I looked into a job in Madrid, Spain. Oye, hombre, ¿por qué you want to live in Nebraska when you can feast on a Spanish wine? Feast your eyes on a Spanish senoritas. Hurry! You know, half a world away and I still couldn't get away from Nebraska. I had just arrived in downtown Madrid, wandering around, wondering what the heck am I doing so far from home? I've got no Spanish language skills, no money in my pocket, no friends there, not sure I have a job or even a place to stay, feeling lost, frightened, intimidated, and insecure, when I looked up, and there it was. In the downtown of Madrid, there is a cafe named... That's right. And all of a sudden, that new land, that new language, that new life opportunity didn't seem so daunting. And I spent over a year there. I got a job at the University College Dublin. Hey, Johnny boy, why would you be wanting to be living in boring Nebraska when you can have a pint of Guinness in your hand and all the magic of Ireland? A chance phone call took me back to England, where I lived in a bona fide English cottage. My backyard, the English Channel. I met a beautiful Turkish woman there who said, John, won't you say we explore this romance back in my country? So here I was, little Johnny Coffey from little Wymore, Nebraska, population 1,500, taking off for the 5th largest city in the world. And I gotta ask you, why would anyone want to live in Nebraska when you can live in the former Constantinople, the capital of the Roman, Latin, Byzantine, and Ottoman empires, the crown jewel of Europe in the Middle Ages? Unfortunately, things didn't work out, so I rebounded by going to Paris. Paris, physically, very small, only about 1/2 the size of Lincoln, yet culturally, historically, romantically, gastronomically, so very big. Nebraska, so far from anything really. Paris, so close to everything. Hop on a plane, train, go to such fabled destinations as Amsterdam, Rome, Prague, Berlin, just to name a few. And I must ask you, why would anyone want to live in Nebraska when you can live in the most magnifique capital in all the world, Paris? I met the woman of my life in Paris. Je t'aime, chérie. We capped a whirlwind 2-year romance by me popping the question, where? At the altar of Notre Dame? Or on top of the Eiffel Tower? No, I asked the future mother of my children to be my bride just under that most famous fountain of fertility where the man is casting his seed upon the rich plains below. We got married, moved back to Nebraska, moved to Peru, South America. Came back to Nebraska, moved to Seattle, Washington, moved back to Nebraska. Had a couple of kids, moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Came back to Nebraska, got a job in Kansas City. Came back to Nebraska. At this point, we decided we were going to take our 2 grade school-aged children on a life-altering adventure by moving back, this time with the kids, to Paris. After about a year there, we together as a family realized there is no place like Nebraska. I've had the good fortune of having traveled to some 25 different countries, having lived in a dozen of some of the most renowned cities in the world. I may have a bachelor's from the University of Nebraska, but my master's degree is from Global U. And what's the one most important thing I learned from that largest non-accredited school on the planet? That I didn't have to go to the ends of the earth to find what I was looking for the gems that I was seeking were in my backyard all along. You see, I found that Nebraska wasn't about a state of Nebraska, but rather a state of mind. I found that Nebraska, while being very red, turns out that the grass here is just as green as the other side of the hill or world. Nebraska is what you make of it. Paris, London, Madrid, all great places to visit, but I didn't need to live there. And as far as Nebraska, what do I think? I think Nebraska sucks. Because every time I try to leave, it just sucks me back. Oh.